How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Today I'm going to show you guys how you can access Binance no matter your location. Now there are differences depending on your location, but in today's video we're going to be focusing mostly on Binance US and Binance Global. And these differences are primarily going to be in terms of the available services, user eligibility, regulation, cryptocurrencies available, and of course fees. Now let's say you live in the US or any other country where Binance either doesn't exist or exists with limited functionality, or let's say you're traveling abroad to any of these countries, but you can't access your Binance wallet like you normally do. What you'll need to do in this case is use a reliable VPN to change your location and make it look like you're in that appropriate country where you can access your Binance account fully without any restrictions. So in order to do that, you're going to need a reliable VPN. However, there are lots of VPNs out there and not all of them can be trusted or have the necessary features to protect your activity. And so I've tested a couple dozen VPNs and I've narrowed it down to these three: Express, Nord, and Surfshark. Of course, they all vary in budget and features, so pick and choose depending on your specific needs and your situation. But just a little side note, if you decide to get any of these VPNs, you'll find links to pricing and discounts in the description down below, so make sure to check that out to save yourself some extra money. Okay, so once you get your subscription, you'll have access to your login credentials. Use these credentials to log into the application once you've downloaded and installed it. And then you can just go to the appropriate location and click on the location, and you'll just be interpreted as if you're in that location, basically. Now, in this case, Binance thinks that I'm in France because I'm connected to the French server with ExpressVPN, and this is essentially how it works. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the most prominent differences between the Binance US and Binance Global versions. So for example, you get different available services because Binance Global offers a wide range of services, including a larger selection of cryptocurrencies for trading, future markets, margin trading, and more. Whereas Binance US is a little more limited due to US regulations. And of course, in terms of eligibility, Binance US is designed for a United States resident and requires verification of US residence upon registration. On the other hand, Binance Global also limits your access depending on your location. And for the most part, if you're in the United States, you're not going to be able to utilize Binance Global due to regulations. And speaking of regulations, Binance US is operated by BAM Trading Services, and this is a money services business registered with the US Treasury's Financial Crime Enforcement Network, which means that it adheres to US regulations. On the other hand, Binance Global is subject to the laws and regulations of the Cayman Islands, where it is headquartered. Another difference is the availability of cryptocurrencies. Binance US offers fewer cryptocurrencies for trading due to the stricter regulatory environment in the United States, whereas Binance Global offers a much broader selection of cryptocurrencies. Now, as far as fees, both Binance and Binance US charge the same maker and taker fees of around 0.1%, but you may have to pay some fees when depositing USD specifically. However, Binance US does charge a fee on debit card transfers, which is a little bit steep. Binance US also charges a 25% to 30% service fee on staking rewards, which will be deducted from your overall earnings. So overall, using Binance Global does have quite a bit of advantages, and your way to Binance Global is obviously by using a VPN, making sure, of course, that you're protected. Now, using a VPN is not just for, accessing Binance. You can also use it to protect your IP address, protect your data if you're on public Wi-Fi, access streaming services, and keep yourself secure while you're torrenting. Now, as far as which VPN to go for, you've got Express, Nord, and Surfshark. I would go with Express if you're looking for the best of the best. It's the easiest to use, most reliable, and most consistent. So as far as ease of use and reliability, ExpressVPN is definitely the best one to go for. Now, NordVPN is going to be the best, well-rounded option that offers a whole bunch of bonus features for a very reasonable price. So if you want a little more extra features here and there, then NordVPN is great value for the money. Now, Surfshark is going to be the best budget option that gets the job done at the cheapest possible cost without really sacrificing any of the necessary security features. However, you will be sacrificing just a little bit of speed since it's a bit slower than Nord and Express, but it does allow you to secure an unlimited number of devices with just a single subscription, which is a great deal. Oh, and one more thing before I sign off, if you do decide to get any of these VPNs, just make sure that you know what plan to get. You see, I've spoken with ExpressVPN, and it seems that most people think that they're not going to need a VPN for more than a month, so they get the monthly plan. However, most of the time, it turns out that they end up using the VPN for more than a month, so it keeps resubscribing at the much higher rate of the monthly rate, when they could have paid way less if they opted for one of the larger plans. So if you're absolutely sure that you're only going to need a VPN for a month, then by all means get the monthly plan. But if you're not sure or think you're going to need it for more than a month, then you'd be saving a lot more money if you opt for one of the longer term plans. And this applies to all three VPNs, by the way, not just Express. And that'll be all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the links in the description to grab yourself the best discounts possible. Like and subscribe to see more of these videos, and let me know in the comments if there's anything cybersecurity you'd like me to cover. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.